Howdy, 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 folks. It's your boy, Tanks, with a video for you guys. And today, we're talking about monster tanks. Now, I don't have all the monster tanks, but the ones I do have, I will be doing reviews of. And all the videos I found on YouTube are like super duper old, and I couldn't find a completed series of them, so I got you guys. Don't worry about it. I know you've been wondering, and I'm here to deliver. Now, first off, we're starting with the Kaiju. Now, this year on the monster mode, instead of Prokhorovka, we had Himmelsdorph. And let me tell you what, the Kaiju was absolute dog water on Proc. But this year on Himmelsdorph, this thing is a monster. No pun intended there. Now, the first thing I want to point out before we get too far into this gameplay is that if you came into a Gornich, if a Gornich ran into you, you were his #1 worst nightmare in this game mode, because the Kaiju special ability is that it takes no fire damage. It can't be set on fire, and a Gornich, all it does is set you on fire. So I'm going to play a clip here, and I'm going to show you what happens when a Kaiju and a Gornich come face to face, and it's not pretty, for the Gornich at least. Alrighty, so you see me, this is a different game, and I'm gonna go in for this Gorynych. As a Kaiju, this is your job. You need to get rid of Gorniches. So see, he fires right there on me with his main cannon. I lose 0 damage. I get set on fire and instantly get set out. There it is again. I'm still at 642. Still at 642, and now he's trying to burn me right here. The only reason I do lose a little bit of HP on this little flamethrower, but it is so minimal that it doesn't even affect me. Now, all of your commanders and crew XP people will die. Like, your tank will pretty much be useless, except for just a human shield. So hopefully you attack when you have a whole bunch of homies around you that can help you. But other than that, you will pretty much lose none to any HP on Gorniches. So that's one cool thing about these guys. Your primary ammunition that you're seeing me fire right here is an AP shot. Has decent shell velocity, but not super good. And then its secondary is a fire attack, which is like the Gorniches, except mine's better because it does more damage than a Gornich's. Mine will do around 44 damage. His will do only about like 10 or something like that. But enough of that. Let's get into the gameplay here. You can see the alpha damage on this is around like 360. Not super good, but not super horrible, you know. The reload isn't horrible on this either. One thing I would say is that if you're gonna be trying to like grind out, you know, commander XP on this, you're gonna want to have a large repair kit, a large med kit, and your choice of a fire extinguisher or... Okay, well, not on this tank. You don't need a fire extinguisher in this tank because obviously you don't get set on fire. But so I ran food on this tank, and that seemed to work out pretty well for me, because if you do run into the specters, they will just HE the living shit out of you, and you'll lose commanders so often. And the creatures also, you'll just find yourself losing a lot of crew members, a lot of equipments will get broken on your tank, so you're gonna need to be repairing those through the entire game, or else you're just gonna be handicapping yourself. You're gonna lose your commander or your gunner or something like 5 seconds into the game from an HE shot from a specter, and you're just gonna be stuck like that for the entire game if you only bring 1 repair kit. So, #1 thing I would say, large everything. You're not gonna make money on this game mode, but that's not why you're playing this game mode. You're playing this to grind out commander XP. And so here's my secondary ammo right here, and look at how sick this Kaiju looks when fire is just breathing out, fire out the side. This creature is just screwed. Couldn't do anything right there. Maybe he could have got another shot at me because the Kaiju's armor is pretty easily defeated, but even then, you can see how fast that fire will melt an enemy. And the other 2 things I have on here for my equipment slots, I have actually both of the speed upgrades on this tank. Now you're wondering, well, why did you get rid of your targeting device or whatever where you can see the outlines of the tanks? And honestly, everything is so close quarter combat in this game mode that you don't need it. All you need to do is look at your aiming reticle for a weak spot, and that's pretty much it. You don't need to see outlines in this tank. All the people you're going to be versing in the Kaiju, you're going to be up in the front. You shouldn't be sniping with this thing. So it's really not usable. So I took it off and I put the speed thing on here, and you can see, like, even going in reverse, I can get up to like 18 kilometers an hour going in reverse. and it actually made the Kaiju pretty dang maneuverable. I mean, for a Kaiju, for a Japanese super heavy, you know, not too shabby. And with the Spectres running around you, it's a need. It's a must-have on this tank, honestly, or else you're just gonna get circled. They are just so absolutely annoying when there's a group of them. If they catch you off, if there's 3 of them and they catch you by yourself, you're gonna really be struggling to kill them before they kill your crew members. And you'll see right here that the armor does work on this if they're just auto-aiming on you and they hit your upper or your lower hole, and they're gonna bounce off you. It's if they actually aim for your 2 little boobies in the front, or your face is actually really weak also. So if you're on the battlefield and you're facing up against a Kaiju, all you need to do is aim for the boobies or the face, honestly, depending on how much pen you have. The Holland Hound will struggle to get through the front and the back of the Kaiju. The front and the back are the same millimeters of armor, so if you think that, oh, getting to the ass is gonna be a better strategy, it's not. We have the same armor. If you're in a Holland Hound or another light, actually the Lycans go through these like butter through the back and the front, so that's an issue. But the Holland Hound mainly will struggle, and the Spectres will struggle, obviously. So if you're doing in one of those 2 tanks, then you need to try to get to the side of this thing, and that's pretty much your only shot. So the Inferno over here is on his last life. More on the Inferno in a different video. They have pretty much 3 lives. So each time you kill them, they come back with different powers, different upgrades, and stuff like that. So that was his last one. He's done. The only other person we need to take care of now is the creature. And one thing that I need to mention is that the Kaiju has the biggest hit point pool out of all of the monster tanks. So 3600 HP is a lot of HP. Even when a creature smacks me right there for like 700, 800 hit points, that's nothing for this. The Kaiju just shrugs that off like it's nothing. And then you just get punished because it has a decent, reload, This guy's not going to escape because I can go 31 kilometers with all my speed upgrades on. Well, it doesn't help that he ran into a thing right there, but I get an unlucky bounce, but it doesn't matter. Get a ram, and I'm going to go instantly on with the fire, and I'm just going to burn this guy to a crisp. And that's going to be all she wrote. There we go. And that is a victory. This is one of the better games I had in it. The Kaiju is honestly the best tank for this monster mode this year because of Himmelsdorph, and you just get up, use your hit points, use your fire, your gun, and everything, and your armor, and just be at the front. Get up in there, take the hits for your teammates, and you're gonna be having a great game. So one thing y'all want to pay attention to is look at the Commander XP. 13,000 Commander XP. That is why you're playing the monster mode. It's not for, okay. It could be for fun and other things, but for me personally, if you want to train your commander, this is the best thing to do. Throw a commander. I threw my Crayon Von Crew. I'm just missing the last perk on the crew, and by the end of it, I had gotten over 600,000 crew XP or something on it. Like, it's just insane. So you'll see right here, I actually made a mistake on the equipment I use. I was actually running only one of the speed boosts on there, and I was running the Spall Liner. The Spall Liner is so key in the Kaiju because you're going to be taking so much HE damage, and you just want to try to keep as many of your crew members alive in there as possible. Most of the tanks fire HE at you. So you're going to be taking less HE damage from the Spectres, from the creature, from the Gorniches. A lot of the tanks are going to be pretty much doing little to no damage to you. So you're just going to be a tank. That is what this thing is. It is a literal tank. Next, we're going to get into the armor. It's just the same exact armor layout as the regular OI in World War II mode. And as you can see from this little paragraph here, it'll tell you all the cool things that is the awakened powers. It says it has lightning fast electric bolts, it releases a fiery attack of breath that causes heavy damage, and then in addition to a defense, it has the ability to repair its modules, its supersonic speeds, and it boasts an immunity to fire. It's taking down Gorniches and anything else that gets in its way. You guys, I hope that this video helped you guys maybe make a decision. I'm going to be dropping more like this of most of the other tanks that I have, so you can make a better informed decision on what tank to choose. And if you did like this video, why don't you ammo rack the like and subscribe button. Go and hit the bell. It'll let you know when I drop the next monster tank. And if you have any questions on this tank or anything about the monster mode, go and drop a comment. I'll answer it. No problem, you guys. Alrighty, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!